To all my friends and family and the people who I love dearly, who want me to come support Mark and make a build back the thing, I tell you no, I'm treat Philip Palwell, and I tell that him can't be trusted. You shouldn't trust him. I'm not telling you what to do. I love you all. Understand, you know? I really would like to do that. Believe me, I would. I can't do it for Mark Golding because I don't trust him. And that's just the long and short of it. It's a matter of trust. Just don't trust him. And I can't do it for him. He's not trustworthy. He's deceitful and dishonest and vindictive.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Jamaica. Good afternoon, Hanover. My name is Craig Oates. I'm the former aspirant for Eastern Hanover People's National Party candidate for the constituency. To my right is Mr. Neville Humphrey, former candidate for the Lucy division. And to my left is Mr. Ken Calame, who is also the chairman of the Cardwell division and who acted as a candidate for 2 years. And we're not here to cause any problem. We're just here to let our facts know. Our disappointment with the fact that the party, in some instances, has overstepped its bound on the Constitution, and that all three of us, as men, were given the assurance to go out there to the people, work our communities, our division and the constituency. And after we do that, and each of us have a story to tell, and I will just start quickly with Ken Calame.
So good afternoon. I'm Ken Calame. I'm a Justice of the Peace serving my division, the Cardwell division. I've been doing so for several years. I was approached by the People's National Party to give some representation for the division. And in so doing, I went through the process. I applied, I was interviewed by a panel of persons from the PNP, obviously. And I was given a letter that I was successful. And after doing so, the letter states that I was the standard bearer for the division and I should go out and campaign. And I did so. And I did so for 2 years. Meeting the people, greeting the people, fixing roads, assisting in any way I can. And form some sort of, I would say, a bond with the people in the division. And in so, I think we moved the division from persons changing their decision not to vote anymore and to give it another try. And thereafter, surprisingly, 2 years after, I was called by the secretary, Dr. Dayton Campbell, and I was told that, look, unfortunately, they did some polls, and Mr. Sheridan Samuels will be the person that they will be using for the upcoming.
Did you replace Mr. Samuels? Mr. Samuels was who you were replaced
by
yeah.
polls. Yes. And facts be told, I was actually, they've done about 3 or 4 polls, and I came out victorious in all polls. I was polled with Mr. Samuels, and I won. I was polled with the JLP person at the time, and I won. So the facts are there, and it was very disheartening to know that, look, you put yourself out, you assisted in every way you can, and you've actually spoken to the people, and the people are now in agreement that, listen, we are going to give it another chance, and you are the person that we entrust our vote in now. And just to hear a story from Dr. Campbell, it's very disheartening. Very, very disheartening.
Have you been given a letter? I
have not even been given a letter. A letter was sent to the constituency chairman. My name wasn't even mentioned. There's a total disrespect and lack of decorum. That's basically what it is. So
and how many? And you have spent millions.
I have spent a lot of money. I've spent a lot of money because you know how this thing is with the politics. When you go and you decide, you have to also decide that you're going to spend money.
And what is the feedback you're getting from
the persons are actually disgruntled, and a lot of persons have actually said to me that they won't be voting this year. I mean, this upcoming local government election, and for the simple fact that how the PNP executive, the secretariat, have dealt with my candidacy. And so, we just want our truth to be told, and for persons to know exactly what took place. And it's the very same thing for Comrade Humphrey, So he was actually given a letter as well.
Yes, Comrade Humphrey, there was one last question. Were you invited into Kingston into a meeting, and if so, what was discussed?
Actually, I had actually written to the Secretariat and pretty much invited myself to a meeting, and so Comrade Leader had given me the okay after a few tries, and we went up and we had a meeting, and I was told that, in no uncertain terms, that look, you won the polls. In all the polls, you won. And so we are actually giving the sitting councillor, which is Sheridan Samuels, another chance, because he has the power to create some sort of mischief in the division, and for a lack of a better word, he has the power to pretty much shift the votes.
That was what you were told.
That's what I was told, and they were actually worried about that. And so, listen, they said, look, this is the situation, and at the end of the day, they had even offered me the seat for the Eastern Hanover.
So just let me be clear. So you, Ken Roy Calame,
yes,
was offered by the leader of the party and the general secretary, the Eastern Hanover Constituency.
Eastern Hanover Constituency.
Jamaica, hear it. Ken Calame, who is in Cordwell Division, met, by his own words, with the leadership of the party. He was offered Eastern Hanover Constituency, somewhere that you're not even from, right?
Exactly. Not even familiar with the person.
Not even.
So here we go again. I am Jamaica 411. Hello Jamaica, how are you? Very soon we should be going to the polls. The local government election, we believe, will be called soon. At least there have been many hints to that effect. And we're looking at 3 candidates, former aspirants, for one constituency in Jamaica, the East Hanover constituency. If I recall correctly, there are 4 divisions in East Hanover. And you're looking at, I think there are 3 actually. Now you're looking at 2 of the councillor candidates, as well as the MP aspirant, who are disgruntled. The persons who supported them, the comrades, are disgruntled, and this occurred 2 months before the expected local government election, which is due on February 28th of this year. Now, I have come to the conclusion that the new PNP, which is under the management of Mark Goling and his Rise camp, who went to a great extent, expended a whole heap of money in order to take control of the People's National Party. They thought they could do a better job than Dr. Peter Phillips, and they had all these plans to implement computerize this and computerize that, and we haven't heard of any such thing. As far as I am concerned, and others that I've spoken to, the resistance, Mark Goling is not interested, nor Dayton Campbell, who evidently was also the General Secretary for Rise United movement. They are not interested in winning election. They're not looking at the election. They haven't put in candidates in place. But it seems to me that the moves that they are making is geared towards securing Mark's position after the local government election, because they know that if the PNP does not do well, especially with these bad moves that they are making, and the PNP should even lose one council seat. They are done for. All this millions that Dayton Campbell is getting, a man who is very concerned about his upward mobility, sees every opportunity to tell us that he's a son of a domestic helper and his father went to prison for half his life and all that kind of thing there. Right? So they know that they are done for. And the moves that they are making now is in all in attempt to take control of the People's National Party. They do not have full control. So they seem to believe, since the leaders really in a constituency, the leaders are the MP candidate as well as the councillor candidate. They believe that by putting their supporters, those who help them to sabotage the party and undermine it, to elevate themselves to the position that they are in now, they seem to think that once they are in control of these divisions and constituencies, they'll be able to hold on to power after what they clearly expect is a thrashing at the local government election. Because if they did not expect a thrashing, they would have been looking to win. That's not their aim. So these bad moves that they are making is not an attempt to win. Why would you want to be removing 3 persons when your own poll is saying that they have a good chance of beating the incumbent Labour Party candidates? And for those who are, and then there is a one about Caldwell, I think it's called, where the mayor unfortunately found himself in some cascas with the Integrity Commission, but you're going to use him, right? Then you're going to replace the councillor candidate that has been working the seat for about a year with somebody who has not been before the poll. So you have no clue, none whatsoever, whether or not that person can win. Not even sure if the person is even a politician. So your aim is not to win. You have other aims. And this is why the people of Jamaica, and why Comrade Cross said at the beginning that she don't trust Mark Golding, because he's not a trustworthy guy. Dayton Campbell is not a trustworthy guy. And their aim and their motivations are clearly not designed to bring home the victory for the People's National Party. Their actions are a corruption of the process, a corruption of the party's constitution. And it's fair to say that in order to stop this rot, because I don't have to tell you, Jamaica, that we cannot afford to have the Holness administration for another electoral term in office. And I'm talking about a general election, which is due next year. This country cannot afford another 5 years of Andrew Holness and no progress at all. But Mark Golding is not an alternative to Andrew Holness. Mark Golding is a descendant of slave owners in Jamaica. He is the remnant of the past, our colonial past. When we entered into universal adult suffrage, we thought we had gotten rid of these oppressors. Furthermore, Mark Golding is a capitalist. He's not even a socialist. He walks into the polling station at PD 33 with Delroy Chuck's voter ID in hand. Who does that? He surrounds himself with all manner of people of dubious character. They come to tell you, Jamaica, that these are good people, you should vote for them. A man who is telling us that he's a man of integrity. He comes with clean hands and a clean heart. And have all sorts of dirty people around him. That don't make no sense. So this man is clearly, and you found him out. When 79% of you said you don't trust this man, you are right. He's not to be trusted. The People's National Party, hopefully, will have an opportunity to remove him soon so that we can get back to business and present a candidate. Don't know who the MPs are going to select, who will be providing some vision for the country and an alternative to what now pertains. I guess we'll have to be a little more patient. The MPs want to give him his chance at the poll. He's seeking not to take advantage of that. Instead, he's seeking to consolidate himself, like when he went and had the constitution of the PNP changed so that he can be the leader for 2 years. Where you ever hear that? This is not a man who is democratic. He does not believe in democracy. He's not operating the PNP like a democracy. He's not a socialist. He's not a Democrat. So what is he? He's a man who is in the business for making money. He's very fond of telling us that he's a big investment banker, that he's a privileged son of the soil. So why does he need politics? I have never known of a billionaire who is ever satisfied with the billions that he has had. And we all know that the political structure and systems in this country are excessively corrupt. Or at any rate, it isn't corrupt, but it can be exploited. And it has been exploited over the years. These guys stand to make billions and billions of dollars. They don't have to steal taxpayers' money. The government has sufficient lands, and that is what they're after. The lands. It's only poor people who want money. These big boys want lands. Something permanent. So this is what they're after. Who spends over 500 million Jamaican dollars to take up a political party? The PNP is never going to generate that kind of money in order for them to get back what they spent, plus a return. So they are clearly after government, and they must be after government for a reason. They tell Mark, go and tell him not come to scrape. That is exactly what this is all about. They come to scrape himself, Bunting, and all his rich friends that are in the wings that we have not seen, except for when they were endorsing them. Anyway, I've gone on long enough, taken up a lot of your time. I hope you've learned something, especially from the candidates, about how they were treated. And I will leave some for next time. In the meantime, walk good. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your patience. And do have a wonderful day.